Hello, 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 and welcome to the Passionate Power Couple Summit. I am Latoya J.R. Borders, and I am your host. You're going to be learning all about how you can stay connected and have an extraordinary, happy, and long-lasting marriage. Today, I am talking to a very sexy lady, Miss Tracy Bryant. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Latoya?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited. I love your voice.
I am too.
So we're going to start off, and I just want you to introduce yourself and tell people who you are and what it is that you do.
I am Tracy Bryant, also known as the Honey Diva, Yoni alchemist, sexual empowerment coach, love connoisseur, love maker, sensual woman, Yoni steam priestess, and womb wellness educator.
Oh, wow.
And yes.
Just make you want to go like that.
Radio show host, online publisher of Honey Love Romance magazine. The radio show is Honey Soul Radio. I got a lot going on.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah, Honey Love Romance and pleasure parties and sensual honey feminine wellness.
It makes you do all this.
It does. You just want to cha-cha-cha. I'm also the creator of Sensual Honey Sweet Yoni Tea, which is a womb tonic that makes the yoni smell good and taste sweet. So when your lover wants to give you those kisses down low, you got some sweetness to add to
that. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we're going to jump right in because, your intro was just everything just now.
Thank you.
I really want to know, and this is really for me, and I know other women want to know it too. How could you define a sensual woman? How would you define a sensual woman?
Well, it's a woman who is in tune to all five, and I'm going to say 6 of her senses. Mm-hmm. We've been taught that we have 5 senses. Mm-hmm. We have smell, taste, touch, hearing, and then the eyesight. Mm-hmm. We have sight. Okay, so we've been taught that we have these 5 senses, but I also like to include the sense of love. That's something that we also sense through the 5 senses. Mm-hmm. So when you connect with those 5 senses in a way that each of those senses helps you to experience beauty, joy, love, pleasure, and empowerment, you, my darling, have become a sensual woman.
That sounds like some next level stuff right there. I love it. I want to be in touch with my sensual side, so I had to ask that question. So my next question is, what are some ways that women can stay connected to their sensual side? I feel like a lot of times as a mom and I'm working and all that happening, I kind of lose connection with her a little bit sometimes.
We do. We all are guilty of it. I just didn't get here by happenstance. It took a lot of work to tap into this level of sensuality and sexuality. However, what happens is we're taught very young as women, to give. We're taught to share and to give. Mm-hmm. We're not necessarily taught to receive. So what happens is we start off maybe with a full cup, but as we continuously keep giving with that and pouring into other people's lives with our portion, we end up giving away our portion. And then we're frustrated and we're bitter and we're upset and we're resentful because now we're looking for someone else to refill our cup when it is our responsibility to refill our cup. So when we're making our to-do list each day, we need to put ourselves on the top of that list. That's how we do that. That's how we do that.
You just hit right to my heart because I have a to-do list right now and I'm not on it.
You got to be on it. You have to commit to you and refilling your cup so that you can have more to share if that's what you choose to do. But what we've been taught is to give away our portion. And then we're frustrated and we're miserable and we're depressed and we're overworked and overwhelmed, and we feeling like we being cheated in some way.
And
But
we're
it's
cheating
really
ourselves.
we're cheating ourselves. Yes.
That makes so much sense. I was just saying to someone the other day how I need to have a spiritual connection with my God, whoever that is for you, but for me it's God. Then I need to have a connection just with myself. I got to have some alone time. I didn't know that before, but I'm learning now that alone time is so important. Even if I'm just going to get my feet done, a massage, reading a book, I need that. And then the next step would be to have a connection with my husband. And they say, why your husband before your kids? And I feel like if me and him ain't right, we can't give them the best of us.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You and your husband are teammates. That's your teammate. Your husband gives to you when your children can't, and where your children can't.
Right.
So your husband encourages, inspires, and refills your cup. So, Boo need to be right there, center stage with you.
Yes.
Then y'all come together as a team and work on the family. You can't put the kids before it doesn't work like that. Both of you are parents. So you have to come together as a team with a plan on how we're going to effectively and efficiently make this marriage and this family work.
Yes, how to facilitate the family. Both of my kids are young, 4 and 2, and we were very kid-centered for a minute, and we had to step back like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, in 18 years, they're going to be gone. They're going to have wives and kids of their own. I'm still going to be here. We got to be right.
I tell women that. It's like, okay, when they get up in age, they're going to start attracting people. And, those children are going to be leaving. They're going to be connecting with other people. They're going to be, rising in love and connecting and doing this whole piece with someone else. And so you're going to have to keep your thing together. You don't want daddy to stay home. So y'all can enjoy those years without the children.
I definitely agree with that. Okay, so I'm going to flip to one of my very serious questions. I'm going to get back to the sensuality, though, because I love it.
It's awesome.
Which area is paramount in staying connected? Mental, spiritual, or or emotional?
I would say all of them.
All of them.
I would say all of them. All of them are paramount. All of them need to be in balance within the relationship. One thing I did that you left out though was sexual.
Physical. Yeah, I did.
Physical.
I knew you was gonna catch that.
And I tell my women, I think 2 things are very important. All of them are important, and they're all paramount to have a holistic love life in a very connected relationship. They all need to be fed, they all need to be groomed, and they all need to be attended to. Okay. However, I tell my women when they come and right before they're getting married, because a lot of them come and they'll do some of the pleasure parties and the bachelorette parties and stuff with me. And so they'll be like, well, Miss Tracy, what advice would you give me? I say, okay, are you spiritually connected? It's important to know that you guys have the same spiritual outlook. And I'm not talking about religion. Yes. I'm talking about your outlook on life, on your relationship with the God or the goddess. It has to be there. It has to be there for you. And also sexual. And, you might be more sexually experienced than him, or he may be more sexually experienced than you. I think the key with that is the other one willing to explore, even though they might not be up there with you or have explored as much. Are they willing? Because if the spirituality is not there and the sexuality is not there, there's going to be some challenges in the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would say communicate. Don't hide yourself from your partner. We're taught not to share our desires, our deepest desires, or our fantasies and things because we think we're going to be judged. I say let it all out on the table and see if he still loves you. That's the key. Don't hide it. Let it all hang out. Let him know what you did back in 1995 with the football team.
Whoa. Don't tell nobody that. Don't tell nobody that.
But in other words, some things need to be street. You got to know when. But what I'm saying is, let him know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, what your dreams, your aspirations. A lot of times as women, we've been taught to reduce ourselves to fit in this mold so that we can have this man, or so that we can get married. So who are we getting married for? Are we getting married for him, our parents, our grandparents, his parents, or are we getting married for us? And if you are getting married for you and for him and for the love of y'all, you need to be true to who you are and express that to your partner. Really.
Oh God, I needed you. I needed you some years ago because I had someone that I dearly trusted and looked to for advice. And this person is still great. I still go to them for advice and everything all the time. But they told me I needed to be more submissive. And when I heard that word, I didn't hear the right definition. I thought I needed to be more quieter. I needed to just let my husband fall. I just needed to let my husband lead and I not contradict anything that he said. And I did not like myself. And I would blow up because
you weren't cooperating. You weren't.
It wasn't me. It wasn't. My husband said, well, you mad at me. He was like, you're mad at me. I never asked you to be this way. I said, well, somebody told me in order to be a good wife, you have to do this and be that way. He said, but I married you. I didn't ask for that.
Yes.
And so it kind of created a little bit of bump in the road for us because I'm thinking this is what a good wife does. Not knowing that's not the wife that my husband wanted, nor was it the wife that I could be at all. So, wow.
Right. And you didn't necessarily know. It sounds like you didn't necessarily know the wife you wanted to be yet.
I didn't know how to be a wife. I didn't know what type of wife I wanted to be. And I was struggling with that. We married, I don't want to say young because I was 24, but I guess that's young. And I was still getting to know me.
Yes.
And so I had to kind of grow into the woman and wife and partner that I wanted to be. I'm naturally a strong person. So when I started to dim that, created all type of friction.
Yeah, that's the part I'm talking about, reducing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to reduce yourself. You want to state your desires and state who you are and state your needs. State what it is, who you want to become, what you want to become with him. And see if he accepts that. See if she accepts that.
Yes.
And if they do, then it's such a relief.
Yes.
You're not carrying this weight of having to pretend.
Mm-hmm.
Pretend. That's not a healthy relationship. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the relationship. It's not healthy for the children, because sooner or later in the relationship, you become resentful, you become bitter, you become angry. Then no happy wife, no happy life. Food that don't taste good anymore. The spices taste ratchet. Clothes don't smell fresh.
Right.
And spring free and all, smell a little mildew. The house becomes dark. There's an energy over everything that's just not joyous. The joy is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to be authentic.
Yeah, authentic. I love it. I love that. Okay, and so our next question is, what strategies, and you kind of touched on this a moment ago, but what strategies do you suggest or you employ yourself that have successfully created long marriages?
Well, I've been married now. I'm a newlywed. Okay.
You're newlywed?
I'm a newlywed. However, me and my honey has been together for over 2 years, but we have past life experiences as well. And that's a whole nother topic.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, now I'm interested. I'm sorry.
But what I did, which is so prevalent to this show, to this, this webinar, is that for almost 5 years, I was abstinent. Wow. And I wasn't waiting. I was preparing. Okay. Yes. We need to understand that it's not considered, you can't look at it as waiting, because in waiting, it's like you're wanting. You're wanting, it's something lacking. I'm waiting. I was preparing. I knew who I wanted, how I wanted it.
All right.
I knew what type of woman I was, so I knew what I deserved today. I knew I had earned it through the relationships I had already been through. I did some soul work, some womb work, some emotional, mental, and spiritual work on myself for those 5 years. Now, I need to tell you that last year I was climbing the walls. I needed some male touch.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
I needed male touch. But, and what I knew, I just didn't need any touch.
Yes.
I needed the man who was my equal in every way. And they say about being evenly yoked. Yes. We are evenly yoked.
Oh, blessings.
Yes. So if you are listening and you are in your meantime preparation stage, don't look at it as waiting. Look at it as you are preparing for that one, and get yourself together, because a man does not fall, or should I say rise in love because of necessarily how you love him.
Yes.
Men connect with love in a woman through how she loves herself.
Ooh, I'm right. That's so good.
Yes. Yes. He connects with you on how you love yourself, how you treat yourself. That's even in marriage. Yes. Don't stop because you get married. Continue to do your work. Continue to take care of yourself. Continue to love yourself, because that is what he's attracted to. Because he knows in loving you, you will love him.
I love that, because we're going to have a lot of engaged and newly married people listening and watching this, and they might think, oh, I already got the partner or the spouse, and now what do? You still do your work. And doing your work, you're just facilitating an even greater union. I love that.
Yes. And your husband should be encouraging you to do your work and in inspiring you. There should be a love there that inspires you to want to love yourself. Yeah.
I dig it.
That's strong. So that's strong. Yes.
Now, I know you're going to have a great answer for this one.
Okay.
Why is sex and intimacy so important in a happy marriage?
Well, because it's the ultimate in connection. It's the ultimate in connection. We've been taught shame, guilt, and fear around our sexuality.
Yes.
We don't communicate with our spouses and let them know what we even like sexually. We're hoping that they'll figure it out and read our minds. You have to sit down and have these conversations. Yes, you got to sit down and have a talk. Like our parents didn't necessarily give us all the talk. We got to get married and have a talk now. We got to figure out how we gonna talk. You know, let your spouse know what it is you like. You know, when they do something, create that sound, that rhythm, and let them know, ooh, I like that, honey. I like when you kiss me there. You know, it's the ultimate in connection. It's the God space. It's the God zone.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to give you a clue of how we know God is there. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You know when you're having that ultimate orgasm?
Yes, ma'am.
Your toes are curling, and your eyes are rolling in the back of your head, and you know your breathing has really heightened, and it's gotten a pant has come over you, and you're warm in your body, and just, oh my God! I mean, you're calling. You're calling God in the moment, highest praise. Huh? So yes, I mean,
yes,
yeah, you're hey. So it is the ultimate in connection. It is the ultimate connection that you and your husband should have. Intimacy is not always sexual, though. I want to explain that. Intimacy is a connection that takes place when you and your husband are vulnerable.
Yes.
There's vulnerability is there when there's intimacy. Yes. Being vulnerable is necessary to develop and influence a great relationship. You have to be open and you have to be willing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when those things and those times come up where things are uneasy, uncomfortable, and they hurt, you need to express that. And you need to sit back and figure out, what is that trigger for you?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that when this comes up, you feel this way? Don't go into the blame game and start, you, because you did this, I feel like this. No, stop. Just stop and breathe and ask yourself, because this is what me and my husband do.
Mm-hmm.
We ask ourselves when we come up and we start that, well, you said this, or you made me feel like this, and admit, we stop. We'll go in our corners, we'll breathe, we'll come back, and it's like, honey, I don't know what it is about what you did, but I'm willing to work on it and figure it out, because when you did this, it triggered this, and it made me feel like I wasn't worthy, or I wasn't this, or I wasn't that. And we discuss it. And what we have come to find out is that it's not neither one of us at all. It's usually something from our past relationship, or a programming or conditioning we picked up during childhood that has made us feel a certain way, that we believe in ourselves, or we have believed this programming, this conditioning, or this lie. And with your mate, your husband being a reflection, it comes out.
Yes.
It comes out. They're reflecting you. So it's not about he's doing anything to me. It's about, wow, he triggered something. What did he trigger? I need to search that, and I need to get to some healing.
Wow. I love that, the reflection. I always say, like, I feel like marriage, it was like the biggest mirror for me, because it just showed me, oh, girl, you need to work on this. I can't believe you're still doing that. Wait, it was a big mirror for me, a big growing just union for me. I feel like once I got married, it showed me who I was as a person, the good and the bad. So I love that reflection. There was two other things you said, girl, you was in it. You said the vulnerability. My husband introduced that to me, because I always thought that, growing up, you got to be independent and do everything on your own. He introduced being vulnerable to me, and that made such a strong connection between us that it's unshakable. No one can ever touch that connection, because he taught me how to be vulnerable with him.
Oh, I honor
that.
I honor that so much. I'm so glad that your husband, that you were open and willing for him to even bring that to the relationship, and you accept and receive that. Because as Black women, we are taught to be strong and independent, and raise our families, and take and they do this and accept and receive, just accept and accept and accept. We're taught this really, it really bothers me that a lot of Black men will look at us and say, wow, you're a strong Black woman, but say you're beautiful Black woman. And that's because they haven't been taught that either.
Yes.
We've been taught in our culture that we're just strong, and we're supposed to accept and have these strong backs for our men and for our children. And that's a lie. We are strong, but we are also beautiful, and we also hurt, and we also have pain, and we shed tears, and we bleed red blood.
Yes.
So I'm so glad that you have been able to experience vulnerability, because that is necessary in a relationship. Many of us go into these relationships with this strength and this strongness and this independence, and we don't allow our husbands to be men.
Yes.
You have to allow them to be men.
I love it. And you said another thing. You said, let your husband know what you want. Let your wife know what you want. They're not going to read your mind. And I don't know why. Maybe it is a conditioning, because you just automatically think, oh, they know exactly what I want. There is a long spectrum of things you could want, and you want your spouse to pick out of these million things exactly what you want. So having that talk, I love it. The talk is like paramount.
Yes.
That conversation, yes, that is important, because that physical is very important.
Yes, it is.
So I wanted to ask two more questions, if that's okay.
It's fine, girl. We're here. Let's do it.
You ready to just have a conversation? All right. So, the number one thing you think is stopping married couples from having that long-lasting marriage, because divorce rates are really, really high, and it seems like everybody just kind of says, "Hey, that's an option, so let's go with it." What is another number one thing you think why couples?
What couples?
Married couples, engaged, married couples. Yeah, married. Because couples, but married couples, what's stopping them from having that great marriage?
Well, we're coming up in a very independent time where women in careers and money have taken and replaced the place of our men. So we're beginning to look at our careers and getting, this education and these careers and this money and, setting this foundation and having these titles and these accolades. And then most of the women who are fiercely independent like that, who've done all that, I've noticed are lonely. They don't have men. Okay. And I think a lot of that is because we've lost what it means to be committed.
Yeah, truly committed.
Truly committed. Yeah, we've lost what it means to be committed and what goes with that. Yeah, it's the word is commitment and intimacy. Nobody wants to get close enough to know who someone is. You want to know who someone is, but you don't want nobody to know who you are.
Right.
It's that piece. Okay, reveal all yourself to me, but I'm gonna hold back. And that's part of the commitment. You have to go in committing to the relationship and committing to make this work. Our parents went in with commitment.
Yes.
Our parents knew about teamwork. It wasn't all on you. When you went to work and you came home, that money came home to the house and the family. Yes. It just wasn't your money.
Right.
Yeah. See, and we come from a time right now that's what we're taught. We're taught what we make is ours. What you make is ours. No, what I make is mine. And I'm gonna give up a portion to ours, but what you make, Bobby, is ours. That's how we're taught. And it's like
that. To me, that idea, for some people it might work. For me, it just does. I don't understand. I share my life with you. I share my body with you. I'm connected to you spiritually and mentally, but our funds are separate. Maybe in somebody's situation that helps them, but in mine, everything is ours. It's no other pots. This is one pot.
This is it.
And there's no out clause.
But even in my other pot, my husband knows.
He knows.
It's like he's aware of our accounts are together, so he can see what's in my pot.
It's no
so
hiding.
It's not like I'm hiding. Yeah, he's aware of what's in the pot. So if I need to step up, I step up.
Yes, it's a team.
Yeah, it's a team. It's a team effort. It really, really is. But commitment, we've lost the commitment. Something else that we need to regain and reclaim that was very important, especially in Black culture, was courtship.
Yes.
Courtship. Yes. When a man would come to your home and knock on the door and meet your parents or your grandparents and your family, that is something I noticed that we need a lot of work in that area, because as the generations are marrying younger, they're dating these people and these men and these women without the family knowing them for some amount of time.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's very important that the families know who you get involved with, because there could be some history of some stuff going on that you might need to think about. And I'm just speaking realistically. There could be some drug abuse, some alcoholism, some.
Yes.
It could be some sexual abuse back up in there. It could be some stuff going on. Families need to know who families are again. Yes. That's something where we, once again, the independence. I'm independent. I can do what I want. I'm gonna date Felicia, and I'm not gonna bring her to my mama for about 6 months to 8 months. Well, y'all done did a whole lot in 6 to 8 months, and Felicia just now coming around. Okay, and then you find out Felicia got a little mental illness back there somewhere back there, and she like tearing up all your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You trying to figure out, why your stuff keep coming up missing because she a klepto or whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, your mama know Felicia daddy and could have told you long time ago, boy, don't mess with her. We could have saved a lot of stuff. We could have saved issues here. But, we don't do that anymore, and that was the extra light version, because I can get real raw with it. So I did this especially for you, LaToya.
I appreciate that. Because I think it's important to open up that family door. I have some stories for you, but we ain't going into it right now. I definitely think that's important. The commitment piece that you said, I didn't know that me and my husband kind of bulletproofed our marriage from the beginning. But you're not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I love you. You love me. I know who you are. You know exactly who I am. So there is no out clause. I feel like sometimes people are going into marriage with an out clause.
They
do. Off the table. Take it off the table completely.
I haven't heard of so many prenuptial, what you call it, what's that paper they sign it? Girl, I ain't heard of so many prenuptials till women start getting money. Once women start getting money, baby, the prenups came out
of everywhere.
Everywhere, just and but see, that lets you know the area in what level we are on as a people, as far as our commitment and our love and our intimacy. To even have to have a prenup in place in this society and have that increase, it tells you the energy in which they view marriage now.
Yeah.
And marriage is a business, but at the same time, what happened to the love? Where's the love?
I love that you said marriage is a business.
Yes.
Okay, so this leads perfectly right into my next question.
Okay.
Perfect. Do you think you need a vision to create a unique marriage?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just think that's just like
God says, write the vision and make it plain, honey. Write that vision, get that vision. Yes, you and your husband have to have a goal. You have to have a goal for yourselves individually, and how each one is going to encourage and inspire the other one to fit individual goals, as well as to get goals together in the union, as well as goals for the children and the family, and where you want to take this thing in the future, because eventually you're going to have some grandchildren. So yeah, you have goals. You have financial goals, financial vision. You have married visions, family visions, community visions, home visions. All of these visions, yes, you need a vision. If you don't have a vision and you get with a person, then I don't know what it is you have. If you I think the vision starts from day one. When your heart opens up and you love this person, the vision starts. I know when I met my husband, we first met on the phone. Well, we was on Facebook, but we met on the phone. And when I heard his voice, I immediately started drawing a vision. And the same thing for him. And he says, I collared him up. So that's what we mean by commitment. I told him, I said, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't finna play with you. We ain't finna do this. If you for me and I'm for you, we finna commit to this here right now. You ready? Because I ain't finna play no games with you. So if you even thinking about going elsewhere and you want to go find out who doing what or whatever, you tell me now, because see, I ain't finna go no further. This is it. Do you understand me? He said, well, can you let me down? Because you got me collared up. You got me so high, my pants is flooding.
Standard. That is standard. You said this is what I expect. I'm giving it to you. I wanted it.
Yes. And I didn't come to play no games. I'm serious about this. I am desire a future with you. Are you ready? Because if you're not, don't take me on the roller coaster ride. Let's do this. And hey, we here, baby.
I love it. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody needs that. I love that. I love that you said you collared him up, but it was similar with me and my husband.
No, that's what he said. I don't think I collared him up.
You don't
I
think
think I was just stating my case. I was demanding my standards. I was letting him know where I'm at in my life, what I will not accept. Off the rip in the beginning. You know, we don't need to go no further. This is what I expect for my life. This is what I deserve, and this is what I'm worthy of. Can you handle this? Because I'm willing to share this with you. Are you ready? And then he came back and told me what he was willing to share to ask me, could I handle him? And when he asked me if I could handle him, girl, I knew he was the one. I said, that's what I'm talking about. He feel like he worthy. He worthy.
He bossed right back up on you. I like that. Thank you so much. I just had so much fun with you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for adding me and helping and allowing me to share my experiences as well as the wisdom that I've learned throughout the years in relationships. So thank you. And peace and blessings to you and your husband. And may you continue in your vision, in your growth, and expand in your family with love, support, and wisdom.
Blessings.
And God.
And God. Okay,
yes.
I got a question for my power couples out there. Okay. Now you just heard a great conversation between me and this lovely young lady right here. And I need to ask you guys, how can you connect more to your sensual side? She has it all through her body, in her voice, in her spirit. I need you guys to connect with your sensual side and see what happens. Thanks.